Hello, church. Pastor Jack here, and welcome to my study. Welcome to my YouTube channel, First Things First with Pastor Jack. We're quickly approaching, I believe, 18,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's taken part and everybody that's subscribed. I'll ask you to continue to share on your social media this channel. I greatly appreciate it. It helps us out. And so today we're going to talk about one of the groups of people that were alive in Jesus' day that you may or may not know much about. And you read about them in the Bible. And there's three or four of these groups that we're going to talk about over the next 3 or 4 days. And today we're going to talk about the Sadducees. Uh, the Sadducees were they get their name and they call themselves the righteous ones. Uh, you know, that kind of makes you wonder anybody's going to call themselves righteous. But the Sadducees did that. The Sadducees is not talked about too many times. I believe I counted maybe a dozen times in the New Testament are they ever talked about. They were not the biggest number group. They were the elect, the what in my day we might call the country club group. They were the upper class party, no doubt, of Jesus' day. They were made up with well-to-do people who dominated the hierarchy of the upper level of the priest. Not all of them were priests, but most were. And they were the people that was in charge of the temple worship. So the Sadducees were the upper echelon political force, and you understand that in Jerusalem, religious power and political power run hand in hand a lot of times. They were people that the Roman Empire would listen to and would try to keep happy. Not that they had to, they could have wiped them out at any time. But if you studied the Roman Empire very much, you know they were fighting plenty enough battles all over the world, and they, could do without having another one. So the Sadducees were the ones that was able to get the ear of Caesar and be able to try to get things done that they wanted done. Uh, they were considered the political liberals of their day. There's another group we'll talk about maybe tomorrow night that would have been considered, I guess, the conservatives, but these people were the very liberals at the time. And again, they were the well-to-do class. Them, along with the ones we're going to talk about tomorrow, the Pharisees, they dominated the Sanhedrin court. Sanhedrin, again, was a court that has a lot of political power, and they had a lot of power in the church. And it was made up mainly of only Pharisees and Sadducees. But the Sadducees, no doubt, dominated. I have a Bible dictionary that tells me that the Sadducees' theology consisted of denied the possibility of life after death, so they didn't believe in the resurrection at all. Uh, they also, in Acts 23:8, we learned that they didn't believe in the existence of angels. So I remember the kids in school in vacation Bible school, Sunday school. I could remember hearing them singing that the Sadducees were sad, you see, because they didn't believe in life after death or any of the resurrection. Uh, Again, they didn't believe in angels or any kind of spirits. The Sadducees believed in the total freedom of the human will. So they did not believe that the fall of man affected the human will at all. So they wasn't reformed at all. They didn't believe in the depravity of man. They didn't believe that man lives in total depravity because of the fall. But they believed that freedom of the human will was not affected at all by the fall of man. Not 100% sure how they could believe that, but that's what they believed. And then the Sadducees held only the 5 books of Moses to be authorized. None of the rest of the Old Testament was authorized. You know that none of it come from God except for the 5 books of Moses. So again, just a quick review. They were the upper class of Jesus's day. They were the political liberals, if you will, of that day. They denied the possibility of life after death, and they didn't believe in the resurrection at all. They also rejected the existence of angels or spirits, and they didn't believe that any of the Old Testament was authorized or God ordained, except for the 5 books that Moses wrote. So these were some pretty sad people, but they were very rich and they were in a well-to-do place during Jesus' life. God bless you. Keep it first things first. And I'll see you tomorrow night and we'll talk about the Pharisees.